Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. Today, broadcasting to a different day, we have Chronic Dream. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I always think it's cool that it's Saturday morning for me and Friday night for you.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here. Had a couple cup of coffees. I'm pretty good.
And we're going to talk about our collab, The Simple Things, but I want to start off because I don't think I've ever heard kind of like your music journey, from little kid to where you are now with this project.
Oh wow,
I
I'm
mean,
going way
not
back.
an hour long, but just the highlights.
Yeah. Let's see. It started back in 1989. Well, just to sum it up, I mean, basically, I grew up just listening to typical, like pop music, country music, whatever was in my family, and a couple friends of mine introduced me to the Echo and the Bunnymen, The Cure, The Smiths, and it changed my whole world. And I'd say probably around 1992, my parents got me my first keyboard, a Korg,
Ah,
and that's where it all started. I started playing on the keyboards, and then I started my first band, Scarlet, which started in 1993, like right out of high school, and just went from there. And then after a couple years in that band, I went and did my own stuff. I I had a small project that I did called Electronic Nights that I did for maybe a couple years, and then I ended up doing compositions for film students. I just kind of
oh,
volunteered my
nice.
services. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, I kind of just a family member of mine passed away that I was really close to, my grandmother, and just kind of things were in turmoil at the time. And I just gave up on music for about 15 years, just kind of traveled, did my own thing, and then came back. And in around 2018, I started getting back into it. And that's where I'm at now. I mean, I started doing instrumental music because I wanted to be like John Carpenter. I wanted to do music for films, and that didn't work out because there's not a huge fan base for that. It's very select few like that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
and then I ended up after talking to you, uh, you kind of encouraged me to kind of work with guest singers and kind of
That was
go
me?
that. Yeah, he kind of guided me in
I
that
don't even
direction. So,
remember.
yeah,
But how did we
yeah.
first start talking to each other? Because I can't remember that. Or was it through Tokyo Teens? Uh,
Uh, To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. I think it definitely was connected to Tokyo Teens for sure. Um, but I think I asked you, like, I think it was 2022. That's when I started considering maybe looking for a singer. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll get guest singers. And you encouraged it.
mm.
And originally, I asked you to be my first guest singer, and you were like, at the time, you were busy with a lot of other stuff, and you were like, no, I can't.
Oh,
So I was like,
really?
okay,
Oh.
yeah. So I kind of put it on hold for a while, and then when I was ready, when I first met James, actually, um, he kind of helped me with my production of
Mm.
it and the mixing, and then I felt like, okay, now I'm ready, and I came back to you. I was like, you know, harassing you about it. And
I don't remember that at all.
so yeah, so
I never
you
felt harassed.
so you basically you gave in to me after bugging you so often, and we did Untrue, and that's where it all started. Yeah,
Oh, really? That was the first one.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm such a big fan of what you do musically because I remember it's both the same with Untrue and The Simple Things, where you sent me the music and right away I had an idea. and
Right.
you know, it just came to me. In fact, I was actually for a while I was working, you know, as a helper for this kid with cerebral palsy, you know,
Right.
and I was actually um, at his house when you sent me, you know, the music for Untrue, and then I actually just recorded it in their house.
Okay.
I couldn't wait because I had such a quick idea. I was like, I got to do this right now.
That's why I love working with you, is because it's for you, it's instant. It comes to you and you're done. Well,
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
you
yeah.
add more? No, I'm done.
Well, it's not
It's
always like that.
perfect.
It is not always like that. But when it
Right.
is, it's such a joy, you know, because it's like,
Yeah.
it's such a great experience. Like you just feel like your head opens up and a download comes in and that boom, that's it, you know.
Right. Right.
Uh, yeah, so that's been a really cool experience along the way. But also I just wanted to mention the success of this project because from when you said, "Hey Scott, you want to do this song," to now, it's really grown. I mean, you're really getting cool streaming numbers, and I mean, did you expect it to take off like this?
Honestly, I knew it would be better than what I was doing before, which was because it was to a limited audience,
Mm.
but I had no idea that it would do the numbers that it's doing now. I had no idea. Um, I owe all of it to you and James. Uh, if I'm just being honest, I mean, without you guys, my music would probably still be mediocre. It would probably the mixing would be terrible. So James really brings out the best in my music, and
Mm.
with your vocals, it's like a good mix. And it's to me, it's a very nice way to wrap everything up with you being the first vocalist I worked with and the last, because as you know, Gielmar from April Afternoon is going to be my more permanent member of Chronic Dream, where he's going to be my guest singer from this point forward. And
Yeah, I'm such
so
a
the
huge
fact,
fan of his too.
right, and the fact that you're the last one to the last guest singer that I'm having it's a nice bow on top. It's a nice, it wraps
That's
it up
true.
nicely. So I love this.
Well, let's go into the simple things. I don't think I talked to you about this, so I'm curious how this one came together.
I
Music for it.
originally I originally wrote it as an instrumental, but
Mm,
I immediately, as soon as I was finished with it, and it pretty much sounds exactly how it sounds now,
mm,
with some minor changes. I I I thought it would be great to have vocals to it, even a real guitar, but I couldn't figure out where that was going to go. I had no idea.
mm.
So at the time, I was just like, I'll just release it as an instrumental, and it actually did very well as an instrumental. It got huge numbers.
Oh, I didn't know you released it as an instrumental.
Yes, I did, and
What was it? What was it called then?
it was called what was it called? Down something. I forget the exact name of it. To be honest with you, but it did pretty decent for an instrumental. And as soon as I got you on board, I immediately deleted the original because it was
Oh,
like,
you did.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't delete it permanently, but I got it off the streaming services. And I wanted this to be the focus.
Mm,
It's like, because after working with you on Untrue and I had all these other tracks lined up, I was like, I eventually worked my way back to it, um and I thought, Scott, immediately you came to mind for the song immediately. And
oh
I
yeah.
thought, okay, this would be perfect for it. And then I don't know what happened, but like out of the blue, I just was listening to it. I was like, what can I do with the guitar in it? And I'm not the best guitar player.
Mm,
And I didn't want to keep having James add guitar because he's doesn't really see himself as much of a guitar player.
mm.
Um, and then immediately I was like, well, I'll just ask Kenton. to do it. He played
And
guitar with me.
oh yeah, talk a bit about his background too, because he's done some cool stuff.
Yeah, after I started Scarlet with Hillary, the singer, he had a friend from school named Ken, um, who he went by Kenton, and he asked him to join the band. Like if it was like maybe a couple months later, I don't. It's kind of hazy because it was a long time ago, but it was like around mid 1993. He asked him to join, and so he became Scarlet's lead guitar player.
Okay.
And and once Scarlet disbanded, he ended up becoming, as he put it, a guitar for hire.
Hmm.
He played lead guitar for Roz Williams, for uh, what's his I can't pronounce her name, Judante, or I can't pronounce her name, but
I don't know.
um,
But
she's
it,
also she's also in the goth scene.
uh,
Um, 45 Grave, numerous bands he's played with. And
is he based
then
out of
he,
LA too, Kenton?
yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of LA for sure. More out of LA than I am. I'm in Orange County. so,
Oh, okay.
um, so I asked him to play the lead guitar on it. And, you know, there was some hesitation because I know he's been doing a lot of other stuff. I didn't know I wasn't sure if he wanted to kind of go back to that, but
Hmm.
he went ahead and did it for me as a friend and as a favor, and he did such a fantastic job on it. I mean, he really served the
Really
song
did.
perfectly, you
Yeah,
know.
because I remember when we had laid all the tracks and everything, or all the vocals in there too, and it was like I'm getting Kenton to do this guitar solo, and the song was so vibey and everything that um, I was really nervous, you know, that it was going to be like some Yngwie Malmsteen solo or
Right.
something, you know.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Def
he really
Leppard.
did such a. I mean, he somehow it's a guitar solo that it is like a you know, like uh, a rock god, you know, moment. You know, it like has that kind of huge feel, but it was so tastefully done.
Right.
It was, yeah, it was so nice. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly the same feeling. Yeah. And even James said the same thing. James says that it was tasteful and he served the song.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't
exactly.
like he wasn't him trying to show off how great of a guitar player he is, which he
Yeah.
is. It was just him serving it, and it was perfect. And it kind of, when I first heard it, my brain immediately went to Phil Collins, like
Oh, really?
like yeah. It reminded me of something that he would do, like one of like his famous song that he did. It
Hmm.
kind of had that atmosphere, that very
Kind of epic,
80s
yeah, epic
80s
80s.
epic. Yeah. Yeah. So it to me, it was perfect. It adds a lot to the song. I mean,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
yeah.
one thing I think one reason why I was afraid is also like calling it the simple things, then I made the lyrics very simple too, you know, and
Mhm.
kind of the structure of the song was very simple also. And I thought, please let it be a simple-ish guitar solo, you know?
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
was, yeah.
yeah, and it was perfect for it. And I mean, I I know Ken, and I know that he was going to do something good for it. He wasn't just going to break into a Def Leppard, heavy lead guitar. Yeah. And so I knew I wasn't as stressed out about it. I mean, I was nervous because I was like, okay, what is it going to be? But
Mm.
but it meant my satisfaction. It was great. So
I remember too, it was funny too because it was like he's gonna do it. He hasn't done it yet. He's gonna have time to
yeah,
do it then. No, I said he can't do it. No, but I think he's gonna do it soon. You know? So we
Yeah,
we
there were
were
some
reclining
problems
in
at
our
the
seats.
beginning. Yeah. There were some minor problems at the beginning because the tempo of the song I had changed it
Oh
unknowingly,
yeah, yeah.
and it was just totally my fault. And so knowing that it for for somebody, he's very what's the word for it? He's a
Like exacting
perfection
kind of. Yeah, yeah.
he's a perfectionist, and and the fact that the tempo was different than what I had originally gave him,
Mm,
it kind of threw him off a little bit, but he swung right back into it and did it perfectly. I mean, I
yeah.
knew he could. So
That was an interesting thing because I recorded my vocals at the old speed as
right,
well. And then and James was like uh feeling like, oh, we got to fix this, but it did something weird with the timing that was like it just like put it into a new kind of feel, or something.
right,
Well, that was
right,
very interesting.
absolutely,
I always think of Brian Eno in these moments um, because he talks a lot about the studio being another instrument, and if mistakes are made, just don't wipe them out. See if the mistakes were are actually a good thing.
right, right, right. It's funny. He's one of my earlier influences too. It's not, and as far as style and just the fact that he was able to break off and be a keyboard player on his own is just that encouraged me a lot too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's funny that you bring that up because yeah,
Well,
sometimes mistakes or things that you think are mistakes end up being perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about the vocals. I don't know if you know this, but well, it's been a challenging year, and I actually recorded those vocals when I was in the psych ward.
interesting,
Yeah, and
interesting.
and it was like I really had to get over the fact that other patients could hear me singing in my room.
Right,
It's like I don't know, at least me as a vocalist, I like being tucked away somewhere that no one can hear me, and then I can relax and really like let it flow. But that wasn't possible there. And I went into the bathroom and then I put a comforter over my head to try to absorb the sound, right?
right.
And of course, it was hot as hell. And
Oh,
as I kept doing the vocals, I had streams of sweat coming down
oh
my
no,
face, and
oh
my whole
no.
t-shirt was soaked with sweat. And then I was like, I think that's it. And it felt like I was in air conditioning, with the difference in the
But,
heat. So, yeah, that was interesting.
well, I'm sure that them hearing you sing would probably make them feel more sane, more normal.
Yeah. Well, it was
So
kind too. It's the kind of singing that was kind of quiet. It's not like I'm really
right.
belting it out. Although I did like one thing that James didn't use. I don't know if you know about this is when it's right before the guitar solo and that spot where it almost drops off completely.
Right.
I thought it would really be really cool to have this chorus, a sound of like, oh. And
Right, right,
I
right.
think I must have done six harmonies or something and stacked them on top of each other, but it never made it to a mix. James.
Yeah, who knows, but I like as you do, I totally trust his judgment on everything he does. So
Oh yeah, me too.
um
Me too.
if I feel strongly enough about it, I'll fight him on it. But usually that doesn't happen. So
Yeah, and I have to
um
say, I've never encountered that in my whole, now I've been recording songs for 45 years, believe it or not.
right. Wow.
And I've never had that experience with a producer where I just know I can let go completely. And I always
Mhm.
say to him, follow the muse, do exactly what you want to do, have fun, you know, and
Right.
it always turns out great. And it's such a nice feeling to be so trusting and relaxed about those things, right?
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes you hear the production like, and you're just like, and how do you communicate that to the producer, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
without being a total buzzkill, you know?
I agree completely. James has been I it's like it's contagious. You discovered him and he was perfect for you. You guys meshed. And it's I feel like it's the same for me. It's almost like I'm sure you feel this of
Oops,
music production.
we froze up a little bit there. Can you just
Oh,
repeat that last thing?
yeah, I feel like that him and I are like the John Lennon and Paul McCartney of music. It's like it's how it feels. Like it's reality is we're not that talented, but it feels that way. You know what I'm saying? It feels
Yeah.
like we work so well together, and I'm sure you feel the same way. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to mention one thing about your compositions too, because you 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 also like keep things simple, you know, like it's like sometimes like a keyboardist or a synth player will, you know, just start doodling all over the place and kind of, you
Right,
know,
right.
doing more and more complicated things, you know. Maybe that's the Eno influence. I don't know. That he always just kept things simple and like gorgeous sounding like that, you know.
Right, right. I mean, I probably could. I mean, it's hard right now because I don't have any keyboards. My, I'm sure you know that some of my synthesizer that I had was taken, so I don't have
Oh,
that
I
anymore.
didn't know that, huh?
Yeah, I had equipment that got stolen, and now it's like so now I'm
Uh,
all I use is my iPad.
oh
So,
yeah, yeah.
but I do feel that way because I mean, even though I had piano lessons since I was little, I prefer to me the more complicated it gets, the less catchy, the less of a
Mm,
hook there is, the less that people can relate.
yeah.
People like simple. I like simple. It's more relatable. So that's how I like to approach things. I want
Yeah,
people to be able to relate to my music and enjoy it, not, you know, be confused by it. And, yeah.
yeah. Because with the simple things too, there were so many comments on Instagram like, "Oh, what a vibe," you know, like, "Oh, this is how
Yeah,
we vibe," you know.
I noticed that too. Yes.
Yeah, so
I
that was,
wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you about your lyrics.
yeah.
How do those come to you, or do they just come to you like
Um,
out of the blue? Is there something
they
relatable?
they just came to me, but I was nervous about. Actually, it came super fast, but then once it was done, I was a little nervous because um, the verse, you know, feel, baby, feel. It's very similar to the Scorpions. Fight, baby, fight. Ooh,
Right.
bring back your love again. You know,
I wouldn't have noticed,
I
but
know.
don't tell
That,
anybody.
that's what I figured. I thought nobody's gonna make this connection, you know. And of
No.
course, yeah, and yeah, but I thought it really came to me about these simple things, like when you can just say, um, in you know, very simply, like what needs to happen in life. Like let's say something horrible happens, and you know, it can all be whittled down to, you know, the fact that you need to feel what happened, right? Like you can't
Right.
just you know, keep it inside and suppress it. It's going to come winging out, and you know, some way. So that's what came to the feel. Um, you know, feel, baby, feel is all you want from me. You know,
Right.
um, and then also, yeah, and by feeling, you know, is where the healing starts, and then and that's what came with the, you know, heal, baby, heal. That's all you want from me. Um, and then, you know, even though you can describe these things in a simple way, of course, you know, it's hard, you know.
Right,
So
right.
I got the idea for the simple things, uh,
It's a
yeah,
very relatable.
are so hard, but it makes the heart sing, right? It just
Right,
you can just do these simple but complicated things. That's when our heart opens, and it's like, yeah, you know,
right. I mean, just the name, the simple things, just
mm,
that alone, people can relate to. People can understand.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
people compare it like the simple pleasures of life, the things that really matter. It's the simple things. People can understand that, and
yeah.
that's immediately what I drew from it. So
Yeah, well, I mean, in many ways, our lives just get more and more complicated, and
right,
it takes effort to recognize that it is the simple things in life that really are like magic to your soul, like when
right,
every once in a while I'll see on Instagram, it's like someone on their deathbed, what's the most important things, and
exactly.
it's never like my complicated job on Wall Street.
Yeah, right,
It's always like
exactly.
love, my
Enjoying the sunset.
family, and any
Yeah,
regrets. I wish I would have spent more time with my family, instead of working so hard and things like that.
exactly.
So it's like it seems like the simple things in life are also, yeah, the most important.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same thing when people that have survived like suicide attempts, they
Yeah,
realize like, oh man, there's so many simple things in life that are great. And
yeah,
I'm gonna, what am I doing? And it's always those things, like just like you said, family, friends, even just as simple as watching the sunset
mm,
can bring, I mean, just enjoying something that simple could bring pleasure to you. And people need to realize that, there's more, people need to get away from the TV and get away from what's going on in the world and the news.
mm,
And when you get away from all that, it's like everything seems so much more simple, so much more, you know, alive.
yeah, yeah,
Whereas when you're paying attention to all the doom and gloom, you don't really enjoy life as much as you should.
yeah. Actually, I don't know if you noticed, but back in April, I had like what I can only describe as like a psychosis, and I actually had 4 suicide attempts. That's where I ended up in the psych ward, and I had this electroconvulsive, therapy that actually really just like took me out of that,
Right.
a psychosis, and actually I had a very similar experience to what you're describing, and for me it was like music, I
Right.
actually, I think I may have written as many as 10 songs, when I was in the psych ward. And because that was just like my joy, that was my a simple pleasure, to just play around with music and send it off to James and see, see what he thinks. I send him everything, so and sometimes I go like 10 days in a row and I write a song every day, so he gets
Right.
this barrage of shit. And then oh, we got a little more time left on the Zoom. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I have a folder of Scott's demos, and then he goes to the gym and he listens to them, stuff like that, and then he says, "Let's work on this next."
That's great.
Yeah.
I noticed, man, you just like you're like a music machine. You're just AI can't compare to you, man. You're just like pumping out music like it seems
Well,
like every day.
yeah, and I'm always like a little worried that people are going to be like, what is this guy trying to fucking prove, But, like when you're writing a song, right? It's like
Right.
the worst thing is for your ego to get involved, and at least for me, then I'm just totally lost, But yeah, I had the two major things. I had this heart attack back in 2019, where my heart stopped actually for 35, no, 40 minutes actually.
Wow.
So it's a miracle I came out of that. I had little brain damage, but mostly okay. And and then this, and for some reason I was able to get my ego out of the way as far as creativity then, and things just came straight in,
Right.
and then after this, like, psych ward experience, that was just like, I felt like I just had a direct connection,
Right.
I never paused with my ego and were like, no, this isn't good, or is this good, or looking for affirmation, from someone.
Right.
I could just like kind of step out of the way, and these things just get, channeled, is what it feels like, to me. And so, yeah, so then, all these songs come out. I mean, I tried to limit it to like once a month, but now it seems like I'm doing it every 2 weeks. But then I also do a lot of collabs because I really don't say no
Right.
when it's a collab. I say yes, and then get the music and see if I can do it, which
Right.
most of the time I can. But and I really enjoy that, just like I enjoy our collabs, because it's so nice to communicate with others,
Right.
and kind of build this thing together. It's much cooler experience than being all alone with it.
I'm very happy that you've enjoyed my music. I don't get a lot of feedback. I mean, to be honest, it's rare. I mean, if I get somebody commenting and saying how great my music is, it's like I'm like, oh, this is great, because it's like I don't get that. I mean, I haven't
What
gotten that
about your
many.
wife? Do you write things and send it
Oh
and
no,
have your
my
wife?
wife does. She doesn't care. No, she
She's not
supports me.
impressed.
She supports me, but she's like, you do your thing. It's like but
You know what? I think that's very healthy because since I've been in band since I was 15 years old, I noticed that I was kind of so um, I wasn't secure with what I'm insecure, right? That's the word, yeah. That I often, the number one trait of a woman that I would date would be that she is in love with my music.
right,
So I like had a built-in at least one fan there, that was
right.
gonna listen to it and be like, wow, your voice is so beautiful, and this is so, and then I'm like, okay, now I can go out into the world,
Yeah, the downfall to that is that you never know if she's lying or not.
And you don't
She
care.
loves you, so
You don't care.
that's what I have to say. My wife may not, she may not really like talk too much about my music and like that, but I know that she supports me, and I
Mm.
know that if I share my music with her, she'll be blunt. She'll be honest with me. If the song sucks, she'll tell me. Yeah, I have no worries about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it does make me happy that you enjoy my music because I know that if nobody wanted to work with me, then that's a sign.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
It's like,
mm.
and the fact that you like my music enough to work with me, it makes, I mean, I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah. Well, also, I love all the singers that you pick, you know. I mean,
I've been very lucky.
what goes into like you picking singers? Because obviously there's a lot of singers out there.
Just usually I try to be picky with them as far as like I want to make sure that they can sing good,
Mm,
that they have energy, or that they're reliable. That's the big thing for me
mm,
is that
mm.
reliability. I mean, if they say, "Oh yeah, I'll do this with you," and then they never get back to me or they just never do it, to me that's a big red flag, and I won't work with them. I can't work with I dealt with that.
Like flaky kind of, yeah.
Yes, I've dealt with musicians like that in the past, and I take my music too seriously to just tolerate that. I can't, you know. If I
Yeah.
want to move forward, I can't be waiting for other people.
Yeah.
And so, but I have like I'm glad that I was able to work with you on this song, and I got like four other songs down the pipe waiting to get worked on. I just gotta wait for
Oh,
the money
really?
to
Oh,
flow.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. One specifically I'm working
yeah.
on that's
Sorry, I just
the
got over
the
sickness. Yeah.
oh, it's all right. The next one that I'm working on, I actually, fingers crossed, I've asked because I've been kind of messaging him a little bit off and on, but I've asked Pearl Thompson from The Cure to play guitar on it.
Wow.
Um, he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I mean, the worst that he could do is say no,
Yeah.
or who are you? You know?
Yeah.
No, but so he's nice. He's a very nice guy, very great. So we'll see. I mean, I know he's probably dealing with Perry's funeral, most likely. He's
Oh,
probably,
yeah.
busy with that. But
Sad.
yeah, and so I'm just waiting on that. And then it's a more of acoustic mix with synth. So it's
Oh,
gonna be a
really?
little bit different than I normally
Oh,
do.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to
So
that. I just want to close with, because we're almost out of time,
right.
but maybe the most impressive thing um, about you is that you've done all this while having a baby.
Yeah.
Up to,
Yes.
how old is she now? Is she like 3 or 4
In
now?
March in March she'll be 4 years old.
4 years old, yeah. And I know, because I have 3 kids, and it is almost impossible to get things done because for one thing,
Yes.
when the baby is awake, just forget it.
Right.
That's a full-time job. And then when the baby finally goes to sleep, you're not feeling energetic and creative, you're just
Yes.
like, "Ugh,"
Exactly. Right on the money. Yes. I I I mean that's probably why I don't do as many songs as I'd like, because I'm just exhausted all the time,
Mm,
and I don't have a lot of money to put into producing and mixing and all that stuff. So it takes time, and it's hard work. So
yeah.
and
Well,
I tend to be more picky with my music as well, because I'm trying to put stuff out there that everybody can enjoy, and not just some experimental weird stuff that people are gonna be like, what is this garbage,
yeah, but
So
too, even with all the different singers, it all sounds like it's from the same universe. And that's
yes,
that's kind of a tricky thing too.
that's true. Yes.
But dude, we're gonna get cut off
Okay.
from Zoom. So thank you so much
You're
for taking the
welcome.
time in the
Thank
middle
you
of
for
the night
having me.
there for yeah. And yeah, man, I'll talk to you soon. Looking forward to what you got cooking next.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. See you.